I don't know if you saw this video. It went viral yesterday. Guy in Colorado at a Fort Collins reservoir over the Labor Day weekend. An adult man known as Logan Dorn, whose age is yet unclear, was filmed basically harassing these group of 5 young ladies who were laying out. They were all 18 years of age.
Okay.
And they were wearing bikinis at the beach.
Okay.
One of, his name is Logan Dorn. One of Dorn's targets, 18-year-old Mia, filmed the uncomfortable exchange and posted the non-viral footage, which is now viral, to TikTok, where it's racked up 2.4 million views. He claimed he was acting in righteous anger.
Oh, jeez.
And basically said that they were pornographic.
Whenever you say righteous anger, then you know it's coming.
Yeah. He said, take young eyes into consideration. They need to see pornography right in front of them. You're flaunting your stuff, he said. She said kindly, please leave us alone.
Yeah.
We don't want you here. And he went on to say that this is not why God created your body. He said there's a thong, there's a bra, and he's pointing at the girls, and he's like, I can't believe you're out here doing this.
Is he videoing or he?
One of the girls is
he's doing it, and someone else is videoing.
Yeah,
okay, got it. Yeah.
From behind the camera, one of the women reiterates, "Please go away. Don't look at me. You look around. You're the only thing that sticks out." He insists. He continues digging his proverbial heels into the sand, saying America boasts free will and freedom of speech, meaning he had the right to be there telling the women to cover up. He then added that he's speaking not only for the sake of democracy, but on behalf of the will of God. If men of God don't stand up, then our society is going to go down the drain because there's no morality. One of the girls starts to snicker. She says, get a life.
And I'm sorry, I'm 53 years old. That's exactly what went through my head.
He then says, and if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and cast it from you. There's going to come a day when you're going to come face to face with God. The girls were laughing. It's interesting.
Wait. He said if your eye causes you to sin?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Whoa.
He walked away. It wasn't particularly confrontational. No. He walked away. He's like, I just needed to tell you that you're the only ones here looking like this, and I hope you have a great day. But as a God-fearing man, I felt like it was not only my will, but also my job to say, listen, y'all need to cover up a little bit. And there's pictures of the girls. They are 18. They're wearing bikinis. They're small.
Okay. You're right.
Nothing you wouldn't see down in Orange Beach, Perdido Bay.
So okay.
There was a girl wearing a thong.
Yeah.
Which, at the age of 18, we've discussed this. Girls posting pictures of themselves in thongs, and the pink story about the 14-year-old who's got like 60 million followers on YouTube, posting herself in a bikini, and again, they're 18, so they're of legal age.
That's
I thought it was
creepy, though.
But it was creepy
and righteous. I mean, can I just say? And now I sound like Tony Curry.
Yeah. Well, and then they said, "What are we supposed to wear?" And he said, wear a one piece or wear a T-shirt. And the one girl started laughing. She's like, girls our age don't wear one pieces. Right. And he's like, well, maybe you should try. Maybe you should try to wear a one piece.
Give it up. I mean, I guess where I was going is it's kind of interesting. And I understand, particularly if he's coming from a good place. I get it. But it is interesting that he's doing this out of righteousness and morality. But he's looking.
Yeah.
He's looking at their bikini.
Yeah.
So his eyes are sinning.
Yeah, it was funny because he was trying to divert his attention.
Okay.
While he was talking, he was kind of like almost shadowing himself.
Then good for him. But
and he turned away. It was
okay. Fine. I get. But you know what? I don't know. Okay. I can't argue this because it's religion. Like I can't argue someone's beliefs. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't believe that.
Yeah.
But like, pick your. Particularly if they weren't disruptive, in any other way. Would you agree?
His
belief. It's his belief, and I gotta let him have his belief.
Would you agree though?
My 18-year-old ain't wearing a thong. Well, my kid's not 18; she's 20.
Okay. What if your 18-year-old wasn't wearing a thong?
18-year-old?
Yeah.
She's in college. If I saw a picture of my daughter as a freshman wearing a thong. Mm-hmm. On the beach.
What if she wasn't posting it? She was with her friends.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a thong at the beach. What would you say?
Am I there? Am I there or am I
Doesn't
not
matter
there?
whether you're there or not.
Well, 'cause it
if
does.
you knew your daughter was wearing a thong at the beach, a friend calls says, "Oh, Dara's wearing a thong today at the beach." You're not there, you don't see it, but you know she's wearing a thong. What are your thoughts?
I would say, help me understand.
Okay.
I mean, my thoughts.
Okay, is that not? That's
no.
not
My
that.
thought. My thought is, as your dad, I would rather you not.
Okay.
And it's for whatever reason, like it's interesting for me as a dad. There's a certain level of smallness of bikini at which it crosses my threshold.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I don't.
There are a couple of bikinis that these women were wearing that
Right,
would
and
cross
the
that
high
threshold.
cut stuff.
Okay,
and the high
so
cut, I'm okay with that.
Okay, well, okay. So
Thong is no.
So as a man who's also a father,
Yeah. But I wouldn't go up to somebody else and tell them.
do you feel at any point, and again, people that preach the word of God, they will
I
go out of their
understand
they will go out of their way to
That's
preach
what
the
I'm
word of
saying.
God and
That's
say,
just-
listen,
that's their
he
belief.
wasn't like take it off or leave. He's like, I'm just sharing something with I really think what you're doing here is pornographic, and maybe cover up a little bit. And then obviously they were heckling him and mocking him, like, get a life, dude, or get away from me, you creep.
Well, yeah.
And he was kind of like, and he was like, I'm just sharing something that I feel like I need to do. And,
So
and
he was that.
he was super cool. There was no cussing. There was nothing, and the girls
And
were kind of
that's
throwing.
okay. Good lesson for them.
But I mean,
That's
listen, you go to the beach now.
Yeah.
It was different even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I mentioned the girl that was at our hotel.
Yeah.
And the woman next to me was like, that's disgusting. And I'm like, first of all, she's laying up by her pool. She wasn't on the beach. There were only 3 other people by the pool. She had a tea bag on. I mean, it wasn't one of those things that rode up her butt. It was a tea bag.
Yeah.
She wore a tea bag every day that week because I was, making sure she was comfortable. She was from Raleigh, North Carolina, by the way. Her name was Tiffany. Only because I, make conversation.
She over
with her.
21?
She was 22. She was a student at North Carolina.
Okay.
How do I know all these
You
things?
see this with girls who surf.
She was practicing
We did
singing.
the whole thing with beach volleyball.
Yeah.
They basically said you need.
Well, that's athletic, though.
No, but with women surfers will say the same thing: is we need the least amount on there, because what we have on is going to get hiked up.
Yeah.
But
that's for aerodynamics, though.
Right.
For sand and for those other things, I
Yes.
certainly understand that. But I mean, we are at a point where we can't get any smaller.
No.
We can't get any smaller, which is,
Okay.
again, from a man's standpoint, my lizard brain, I appreciate that. I like that. But bikinis have gotten smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now the point where he could certainly make an argument that will there come a time where we're just wearing body paint?
Sure. Maybe.
I mean, that's what
Social norms.
I mean,
Social norms.
Cheryl Teague's nipples were like,
See,
whoa, I can't believe we're seeing nipples. And now look what we're doing. Now you have a girl in body paint on the front cover of a magazine.
See, this is our.
So what do you consider pornographic?
Well, no, pornographic nakedness is not pornographic to me.
It's art.
No, it's a body.
Yeah.
So to me, pornography is some sort of sexual.
But if I'm getting something out of that body paint, then it turns into pornography.
That's your.
Well, it turns into. Okay.
No, but that's what
you don't think the ESPN, the body issue, is not pornographic?
No, because I don't.
Or for some it is.
No, but I don't. No. But I don't define pornography as a naked person. In other words,
no, not for you. But what's not pornography for you could be pornography for someone else.
For some people, the Sears catalog is pornography. We talked about that.
Thank you very much.
But you know what I'm saying? The Victoria's Secret models are pornography.
Yeah.
To me, pornography is some sort of sexual interaction or sexual act, even if it's solo.
Okay.
So if you're standing there naked or with a G-string or whatever, I don't consider that pornography. Do I think it's appropriate or not appropriate? I mean, it depends on the setting.
Yeah.
If you're Miami Beach, South Beach, sure, you're on a nude beach.
Yeah.
So is everyone on a nude beach pornography?
No, because that's the social norm there. I learned that from Dr. Josh Klapow. Lynn Park.
Now, again, now from your religious standpoint, if you say
it's accepted.
If you say from a religious standpoint, I don't want that to be the social norm.
Yeah.
That is not appropriate. That is immoral. I respect that belief. I absolutely respect the belief. The challenge you have is, and he was doing what he was called to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what they were saying is, okay, you're creepy. And what was interesting is, and I doubt this happened, but if he did it in such a way that was pretty benign, there was no threat, I do wonder if in the back of their heads, just in the back, in the tiny
Go
little
there, go.
They were like, I wonder. Maybe,
That's right.
Maybe
the seed was planted.
Maybe. I don't know.
And listen, if Adair or my daughter, when she's 18, is on a beach with a thong on, and I don't see it, I'm not there, and some strange man walks up and says, I'm sure you girls are super nice.
Yeah.
And you look like you're having a good time, but I consider what you're doing here pornographic. Pornographic is a big word.
It's a strong word.
I think it's a little too much, and I wish you'd cover up. I think it's a little too little.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that guy saying that to my daughter.
I would be okay with that.
And because I'm not there and I don't see it. I can tell you right now that if any of their fathers would see that, they'd probably go find that guy and say, thank you. You're a creep. Stay with my daughter, but thank you.
No, but hang on. I know we're wrapping down the hour. That's another whole thing with social norms. Go to a beach in L.A. or go down to Panama City.
This is in Colorado. At a reservoir, yeah.
Oh, so they don't have beaches. That reservoir, yeah.
And they were the only ones there wearing bikinis, and so they were kind of
There's a lot of varying views that parents have about what is okay and what is not okay. I've seen it from high school on. I mean, that you're telling me what you think.
Yeah.
And I respect that, but it's not universal.
No,
it's not universal. It's beautiful, and we shouldn't body shame, and also, and again, this goes back to our theme for the week. To me, this is that whole patriarchy. Think about it. Nobody ever says anything about guys and their shorts. Board shorts.
You know what my daughter's question was yesterday?
Oh, we really need a question of the day. What was it yesterday?
God love her. She said, "Why do men not wear shirts at the beach and the pool?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Guys can walk around." First of all, she said, she said, "Why do women have two dirty or nasty areas and men only have one?" And I said, "Women don't have two dirty areas." And I said, depending on how you look at it, I said, "They really only have one." I said, "The breasts were created to feed." And I said, "Only because men have sexualized that part of the woman, it's turned into a dirty area." And then, of course,
you need your own show.
And I'm going, okay, here we go. And she goes, "What does sexualize mean?" I said, "That means that we're looking at something and we're looking at it in the wrong way. We look at boobs and we get excited about it because we don't normally see them." I said, "But God created them to feed children. That's the only reason they're put there." I said, "So it's not really a dirty, nasty part." She goes, "But we cover them up." And I said, "Well, that's a part of our social norm." I said, "Now, if you go to some Caribbean island, off of wherever, there's a lot of people that walk around naked, but they only cover up that part. That part has always been like that.
Why?
Because you protect the part." I said, "Because that's part of their culture." I said, "That's why I was down in my dad's basement looking at National Geographics from the age of 12 to 16. I said, "But that part's not." She goes, but men have nipples too." And I said, "They do, but they're not for feeding, and it's flat. And quite frankly, women don't really care about looking at it." I said, "Now, if women were turned on by men's nipples,
we'd cover them up."
Then we cover them up. She goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, if we were to the point where women were making a huge deal out of free the man's nipple, and women were actually turned on by men's chests."
They are.
They're more turned on by the abs, not the chest.
Okay.
Women don't look at a man's nipple and go, "I saw his nipple." But they will say, "I saw his abs." If a guy pulls his shirt up to wipe his nose, oh my gosh. I know it happened to me yesterday. I said, but if that happened back in the 20s, 30s, whatever, because there was a point in time where men had to wear shirts too.
Yeah.
And that changed. I said, then men would have to wear shirts too. And she goes, "Well, I just don't think it's fair that men only have to cover up the bottoms." And I said, "Well, some areas of men don't even have to cover the bottoms up, depending on the culture and what the social norm is."
A strong, independent young woman. Your daughter rocks.
I want to say this to.
I can't believe you're having these conversations.
I want to say this to girls and women out there right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Coming from a 55-year-old guy. They're there, whether you're proud of them, whether you're not, you have them, you don't, they're small, they're big. Take pride in what you got. God gave you that gift. You know what it's there for. Protect them. Because once people see them, it's out there, okay? And whether you're 18 or whether you're 25 or whether you're 50 and you're Heidi Klum and you're Britney Spears and you want to show them all you want, you can do whatever you want, okay? That's fine. But I will tell you right now that for men, it doesn't really care. Once we see a woman and go, "Boy, I wonder what she looks like topless," and then we see you topless, it's kind of over. It's kind of like, okay, well, there you go. protect everything you got as long as you possibly can.
That was some deep shit there.
Do you like that?
That was good.
Because for guys, it is exciting. I would venture to guess that more men are excited about seeing a woman in a sexy dress as opposed to being naked. If you show a man a picture of a naked woman and a picture of a woman in a sexy dress, I bet you more men get turned on by the sexy dress than they do by the naked
But then
woman.
they want to say, well, I wonder what she's
because
like.
because there is mystique there. There is adventure there. There is I wonder what's there's suspicion. There's like I wonder what's underneath there.
But then they
You
wanna see
hold
that.
on to that key.
They wanna see
Hold
that,
on
though.
to it as long as you possibly can. That's what I'd say.
Okay.
And that's funny because you're calling the guy a creep, but then you're going, wait a minute, if that's my daughter and I know she's wearing a T-back, now if she was living in your home, would you make her stop?
Where was she? Going to the beach in a tea bag?
Yeah.
You know, again, it's interesting. I don't know.
If she's out on her own, you can't,
Right.
or can you? Can you tell her no? But if she's living under your roof, do you tell her she can't?
No, not at this age. I mean, I could tell her. This is a classic parenting mistake, right? If she's 18, 19, living under my roof, I could say, as long as you're living on my roof, I better not see any tea backs or whatever. That ain't going to do anything. It's not going to do anything because they're 18. When your kid's 18 and 19 years old, you don't have those kinds of conversations. Particularly, I mean, it's drugs, alcohol, it's a different thing. You can't have those kinds of conversations. It doesn't do any good because you know what she's going to say in her mind? F you.
Yeah, and most girls that don't wear stuff like that don't want to be seen like that because they don't feel comfortable.
That's right.
Even my 9-year-old daughter, she doesn't feel she doesn't pulls it out of her ass. She doesn't feel comfortable wearing a bikini.
Because it's
and I'm like, good.
She's coming.
She's
of
like, I
age.
don't, so I get her something with a giant, ice cream cone on it with bears and stuff hanging off. But yeah, I mean, and the other thing is, look at the mother.
Yeah.
Where's the mother at?
Well, and that's what I've said. I've said that with the TikTok.
If an 18-year-old's wearing that, chances are the mother's been wearing it for a while.
Absolutely.